Hey everybody, just bored and thought I'd make a video showing my creek stuff, all my collection that I have from out of the creek. I've only been hunting the creek for 5 years. Our creeks here in mid-Missouri are a lot tougher than a lot of other places. I mean, it's literally a sea of gravel. It's a little rough on some of our arrowheads, beats them up, knocks the tips off, causes heartbreakers like this guy here. One of my favorite, at least. Which is actually the one that's, zoom out, tattooed on my arm there, restored with the tip on it. Same arrowhead. And then hunting the creek's just a lot of fun. You know, you never know where it's going to be at. It could be anywhere out there in a creek. I mean, you have some of your better spots, you know. But, it can be a lot of fun. And then here's a good example of that. Shows that points get traveled in. I've been told this is a Hennessy point, which has some awesome flaking on it. A piece of tape on that side. I myself thought it was a wide base table rock, but... And then this point here next to it's supposed to be a McCorkle, which is also a Texas type point. I know I got my favorite drill. Speaking of drills, look at this big crazy drill up here, man. I don't know if it was made from a big preform or what. Just a great big old drill. Over here's my biggest piece out of the creek. I think it's a wadlow. Got that like distal tip on there. And it's pretty nice. Flaked out nice. This side's nice flat all the way around. Has that middle archaic flaking in there. If you can see that pretty good. Yeah, and here it goes to show you can find just about anything in the creek. And now this is made out of rough Missouri chert. I mean, I would call it a full groove. But my only full axe, and it's out of the creek, of course. And I mean, beat, well used up. Little outer core left on there still. And then over here is a piece of hardstone axe, a little bit. I found that one day. And one day I'll get lucky and find a full one. And then once in a while I find some good fossils. Not like the north part of the Missouri River, where they really find a lot of fossils in the creek. And then this here shows you can find just about anything in the creek too. Found this and I've got another deer antler, but it's all white. But this one here just barely had its tips sticking up out of a gravel bar that had probably 2 inches of gravel, 3 inches of gravel stole off of it. And I've been told the patina on it's a couple thousand years old, at least 1,000. But it's from a kill deer. But it's pretty cool. And then here, this really ain't a blade. I think it's more like an adze or a preform. But see, it has some secondary edge work to it. And then a boar's tusk I found off the Osage River. It's pretty old. It's got a couple pieces that are starting to pop off of it. Elmer's glue soaking really didn't do much for this. But those other pieces I got up on the shelf. And that there just shows you can find about anything in a creek. That's just a trade pipe. I got 2 of these. Came from the same spot. Probably mid-1800s, I'd say. early 1800s, probably just where a home settlement was once upon a time. And then up here is like all my Etleys and stuff that come out of the Etley case. This here being one of my favorite ones, and I've actually been told this might be a Rice Lancelot. Maybe older than an Etley, but it's a nice 4-inch point. I found other 4-inch points there. This blade come from there this year. This Adina blade, it's super thin. And then on this side here, it's got this like little flat spot there where they just work the heck out of it, because it's not broke. I mean, look, right there's the edge, and I don't think there was anything hanging off there. Wouldn't have been no corner tang or anything like that. It's just well used right there. I mean, they used the heck out of it for something. Got a half a bullseye on it. But speaking of bullseyes, my first blade out of the creek, 9 rings in it, with that black bullseye being right there. I think it's like a Smith preform or something. But this here, my geologist brother-in-law says, that's volcanic rock. That's volcanic. Got this nasty spot on it there, but man, the colors, and there's like 100 lines in this thing, man. It's crazy. Beautiful, actually. A little bit of like red outer core right there left on it. But, you know, our creek beats a lot of them up, you know, but I just, you know, I appreciate every one of them I ever find. Like this Hidden Valley here with the tip gone. You know, instead of being on the shelf, you know, it's in the case because it's a Hidden Valley. The only Hidden Valley I got. You know, it's pretty sweet. The other shoulder was sharpened off, I'd say. You know, like this Dixon over here, missing a little bit of tip, but it's like the second Dixon I ever found. Our creeks are just rough on them. Rough. Like this rice lobe down here, got the ear knocked off of it. And purple. And this Dixon here, but this was fresh out of the bank, I think. And then over here is my Dalton transitional case that's out of the creek, except for this Cersei here. This is out of the dirt, actually. And then my centerpiece is actually an Eastern Parallel Lancelot. This side's just awesome. The other side, it's kind of dull, a little boring. But that side there, oh yeah, it's sweet. And then my last Dalton find is a pike Dalton. Me and Terry thought it was a type of an Angostura. It's just some awesome mosarchite. And an awesome piece. And this here I was just told is a White River and not a Graham Cave. But my Arrowhead, Graham Cave. But even with the tip gun, it's still awesome. You know, can't complain. I said I appreciate them all. I guess Holland here, oh man, this is a crying shame that it even got these few dings and the tip crushed off there. And I picked it up right where that tip was crushed off, is right up against a big rock, just like that. So, you know, that's where the tip had to come off. But it's pretty fresh out of the bank too. And I mean, it's got like 7 little dings and 2 over here on this blade edge, and then the tip gone. But man, it's a beautiful piece. Yeah, and then I got Daltons like this, tip gone, but every Dalton's a good Dalton. Here's my first Dalton I ever found. in the creek, all patinaed back up to original state. We got this heartbreaker Dalton here. Oh man, this thing would have been, it's I think 3.5 being broke. So if it had been whole, man, big old flute up this side. Would have just been awesome. This one here, I'm not sure what this is, but this is a really awesome point, and I think it's just barely a little bit of the space missing, because right there it's flaking right up to there, but and just barely a little tip gone. Come the same gravel bar I found that big 5-inch blade at. Should get the flaking to show a little better. But it's the type of color it is, it kind of hides some of the flaking too. Yeah, and then up here's my best rice lobe. It's blunted, hafted, obtruse tipped. Some crazy beautiful stuff, man. Oh, I've been praying and praying, let it rain, rain, rain. Here my 2 coops. Roll hard and get them creeks rolled. I'm going nuts now. I'm ready to do some creek hunting again. I'd like to be able to go up north and hit some of them nicer creeks. One of my favorite creek points. Missing the ear. I think it's an Apple Creek. It's definitely a woodland point. Awesome color on that side. And I know this is slightly cornered and not straight up in it, but man, the flaking on this thing is just unreal. It's super thin. I found it in some great big chunky stuff with just that barely sticking out. But I think it's a calf. It's an awesome, awesome piece. Awesome piece. But yeah, we need our creeks to roll. It's starting to drive me nuts. Here's my gorget. Look at the color in this green banded glacial slate now. Thing's awesome, man. So awesome. I have to get this video done with a nice Adena blade. I had to pull all my sedalias out. So my sedalias out of the creek, and that's 5 years of hunting. Besides all the tons of broken stuff, and heck, I got that shelf up there just loaded with arrowheads. But need everybody to help me pray for some rain. Need a gully washer to come. Not everything in there is perfect, but I sure am proud of every one. Look at this. And I've been told this is a rice lobe. And it's rolled up. But it's one cool material split now. Well, hopefully gonna get out and go hunting today. I was just bored. I want to show my 5 years of all my hunting. Thanks for coming and watching, everybody. Let's pray for some rain.